Hello, ATB Tarot. Pisces, the cosmos whispers that this week holds an inevitability, a turning point written in the stars that you have felt approaching in the depths of your watery soul. Many of you are poised to receive a call, a singular telephone ring that will echo through the very fabric of your existence. For some, the number 3 holds a key, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, marking the time until this moment arrives. This is not a casual conversation. It is a divine intervention, a single connection that will irrevocably alter the course of your life path. The spiritual realm, with God's grace, is orchestrating a profound and sudden shift for you. I see you now in a space of deep contemplation, being called to reevaluate the very foundations of your world. Something monumental is preparing to unfold, carrying an immense weight, and its epicenter will be within your family or within the circle of those you hold closest. If not by blood, then by the bonds of daily life. A significant event is imminent. Pisces, your empathetic and porous nature often makes you a beacon for others, but I must warn you, the spirits show a figure from your own zodiac, or perhaps from Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, or Cancer, who has been casting shadows upon your light. This individual has been engaged in a subtle, prolonged campaign of influence. They may wield the tools of a narcissist, employing psychological and emotional manipulation with a chilling precision. For some of you, their aim is to extract something from you, your energy, your peace, your tangible resources. Stay vigilant, for this person has been plotting and planning, convinced of their eventual success in taking what they desire. This could very well be someone who has crossed the threshold of your home, who has shared your space and your trust, making the potential betrayal feel all the more personal and disorienting. I perceive that many of you have been traversing a prolonged season where luck seems a distant memory and balance a forgotten concept. You have felt the absence of victories, mired in a phase marked by loss, disappointment, and a pervasive dissatisfaction. The spirits confirm you are weary, Pisces. You are soul tired of hollow platitudes that things will get better, even as your heart clings to that very hope with a fierce, desperate strength. You have been carrying on, pushing through the fog of discontent, but the burden is heavy. The answer, however, is coming through the sound of a ringtone. This call will bring news not about you, but concerning another person, and the events surrounding this other individual will become the catalyst that reshapes your entire landscape. Why? Because this call will sever a cord of burden you have been carrying. You have been weighed down by an excessive responsibility, tangled in feelings born from manipulation and letdown. The spiritual guidance is clear. After this communication, that crushing overload will lift from your shoulders. The pervasive insecurity that has been your silent companion will begin to dissipate like mist under a rising sun. Furthermore, this pivotal moment will lead you to gather with others. Conversations will turn to matters of money, assets, and business. There is a rearrangement on the horizon, a necessity to divide or reorganize something of substance. I see a dramatic shift, but the core event, the initial shockwave, happens to someone else. In its aftermath, you will find yourself at a table, negotiating, dividing, and ultimately receiving a portion meant for you. Yet the path will not be perfectly smooth, Pisces. Where division and reorganization occur, human nature stirs. There may be clashes, debates, disagreements where one desires more and another less. You will be navigating the delicate process of splitting responsibilities, particularly within the realms of finance and work. I see a strong change potentially linked to public service or a bureaucratic system. And intertwined with all this is a thread of fear, a fear of loss. Your intuitive heart is trembling at the possibility of losing a friendship, a love, or a job. This fear is not baseless paranoia. It is the price of your profound spiritual gift. Your intuition, your premonitory power, is a sacred antenna. You can sense the tremors of the future before they arrive, and this foreknowledge is currently manifesting as a low hum of anxiety in your life. You know something is coming, and the shadow of potential loss feels very real. Let me speak to that fear directly. What is destined will indeed come to pass. The call will arrive. You will answer it. And through it, you will learn of an event affecting another person. This knowledge then becomes the key that unlocks an unexpected reunion with other individuals. This reunion is not social, it is contractual. You will be signing documents, Pisces. These papers will bring something to you. This is not a negative omen. Remember, the difficult event revolves around another. For you, the consequence is a shift toward greater responsibility, a change in your sector, or the arrival of funds. It could relate to an inheritance or a settlement. In a professional context, consider the person who leads, the supervisor, manager, director, or owner. A change in their circumstances may precipitate a change in your position. You might be moved or asked to step into a different role, but I do not see this as a detriment. Something will happen to them, and you will experience the ripple effect, which ultimately points toward your financial benefit. Yes, financially, a change is coming in the wake of that phone call, and it is aligned with your growth. Perhaps it is a lawyer calling about a settlement, a divorce decree that finally closes one chapter and releases resources for your new beginning. Visualize this, Pisces. After the initial shock of the news, you find yourself in a room that smells of old paper and possibility. The weight of the pen in your hand feels significant, a tool etching a new reality. The anxiety that once gripped you begins to transmute, not into mere relief, but into a solemn understanding. You are being unshackled from a narrative that was not yours to carry. The manipulation you endured was a lesson in boundaries. The disappointments were catalysts for discernment. This entire process is a spiritual recalibration, forcing you to distinguish between your emotional waters and those of others, to claim what is rightfully yours from the shared sea of experience. Embrace this impending shift, not with dread, but with the quiet knowledge of the deep ocean you embody. Storms on the surface stir up nutrients from the abyss, fostering new life. This telephone call is that surface storm. The discussions and divisions that follow are the currents rearranging the seabed of your life. The documents are the anchors for your new foundation. You are moving from a space of carrying hidden burdens to a space of acknowledged, formalized responsibility. The fear of loss is natural, but your spiritual task is to trust that the universe is not taking away without purpose. It is clearing space, settling accounts, and directing energy back to you in a more tangible, empowered form. Stand in your intuitive truth, Pisces. The premonition you feel is your soul preparing you, not punishing you. Breathe through the anxiety and know that you are being guided toward a harbor where your financial and emotional waters can find a new, more stable and prosperous level. ATB Tarot invites you to join the WhatsApp link in the video description to learn about all my services. It is much more than just a card reading. You will have an encounter with your spirit guide, a numerological analysis, and your birth chart. Come check out my services. I look forward to seeing you there. See you soon.